Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming back. I have to continue again. This is a report from Canada, of course. It's ratcheted up here in Canada. More and more of our freedoms have been restricted. I was watching, I don't know if you are aware of this, but Jordan Peterson has been interviewing a man named Rex Murphy, who used to work for the CBC. And he's very proud to say that in the 8 years that he worked for the CBC, it was all about journalism and we just report the news. He says, but now the CBC does not just report the news. The CBC has an opinion of what everything means, and this is how you're supposed to see things, and forget about everything else. So anyway, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, has instructed one of his cabinet members, a woman of course, to explain the restrictions for universities. I think I have this right, I'm quite sure I do, but anyway, universities now have to report on the students that they admit. And it's basically critical race theory. Justin Trudeau does not like Caucasians, although he himself is a Caucasian. More importantly, he's a Frenchman, which I've talked about this before, but the French fact, as they used to call it, is important because they have a particular way of thinking. Whether or not you're aware, historically, the people of France were known for producing mathematicians and the odd philosopher, but not very many. There was, what was his name? Descartes? Immanuel Kant. No, it's not Kant. I was just reading about him. He had a peculiar take on human beings. That was really something to listen to. That, oh boy, you were. I was married to a woman who studied philosophy, and I'm sorry to get distracted, but in philosophy, to be a good philosopher, you have to have doubt in yourself. You must have doubt. Otherwise, you won't be successful in philosophy. And this was actually expounded by a philosopher from Edinburgh, Scotland. Can you imagine? Yeah, Celt, Anyway, I want to get back to Justin Trudeau, who's French, of course. So now he's going to have the University of Canada, all of them, supply information on students that have been admitted. He wants to know their race, country of origin. Everybody has to be reported on except Caucasians. Now, Justin Trudeau has brought 1 million immigrants to Canada. They don't speak English, they don't speak French, and that is a requirement to come into Canada. However, he has ignored the rules, he ignored the law, like he always does anyway. And the RCMP are literally at Roxham Road in Quebec. They rush into the United States and grab the immigrants who fly in to New York State. And they pick up their children, they pick up their baggage, and they rush them into Canada. And the first thing they get, a healthcare card. We are seeing in the hospitals of Canada diseases that no one's ever seen before, and they don't know what the hell they are. Mostly they're from North Africa, these immigrants, because we had a minister of immigration who was from somewhere in North Africa. He's a very arrogant man. You know the people that tried to pirate the ships and stuff? That area, let's say. So when Justin Trudeau was asked this question in our parliament, he said, well, these people will never work, but their children will all be doctors and lawyers. And now that this information has come out about this woman from the Liberal Party, and she's instructing the universities to provide information, you can see where this is going, because Rex Murphy said to Jordan Peterson, he says, where the hell is all of this going? Well, I know where it's going. So we're going to make a path, a special path, for people of a certain origin, so that they can exceed where Canadian children from this country, whose parents built the country. Here's a good one for you. Guess who built Quebec? It was people of French extraction, and they called themselves the Sochi. No one else built Quebec except them. They were a monolithic group. But now, with Mr. Trudeau, we have to have diversity, and diversity is our strength. No, it isn't. It wasn't what built this country. They were a monolithic group, and they built it. Justin Trudeau did not build it. He's had one job as a drama teacher, and allegedly he raped one of his high school students, a woman. And the RCMP were asked to bring the charge. Well, nothing happened, of course, because we have in Canada, we have some families that are extremely wealthy. And he's from a extremely wealthy family. They initially made their money on oil and gas from Alberta. And now I believe the cement company called Lafarge is largely owned by the Trudeau family. I may be wrong in this regard, but I don't think I am. I've been told that this is completely true. So anyway, they know how to make some money, right? So if you have enough money, the police will just lay down and play dead. And look, what police officer doesn't want to be named to the Senate in Canada? We have a few there. It's great. What a wonderful life, right? If you knew how senators were in Ottawa, mostly we fill them, or not me, the Prime Minister names them all, of course. So we have a lot of retired hockey players. CBC journalists are in there. And I don't know what else. There's some special people that may have done favors for the Liberal Party of Canada. And so they're in there too, just the way we do things. I'm watching the clock because I'm not sure if YouTube's going to let me put this up. They didn't block my last one, but they blocked two before that. So they didn't like what I said about the mask thingy, which has become a tremendous embarrassment. However, I want to tell you that right now, Justin Trudeau is talking about restricting passports to Canadians who supported the truckers. It wasn't really a protest. The truckers were there to demand their rights to say what can go into their bodies and what can't go into their bodies. And Justin Trudeau does not like that. He's going to tell you what's good for you and what isn't good for you. He's 50 years old, a little bit more than that. And as I said, allegedly he raped one of his high school students. Now there's something. He's kind of like he's sort of like the Hunter Biden of Canada, if I could say that. I don't know if I'll get this through. I'm going to try anyway. Thank you for listening to me. I've got some issues with filming and lighting and whatever. Everyone have a nice time if you can. It's an awful challenge right now in Canada. It's unbelievable what's happening here. Rex Murphy he threw up his hands and he said, "Where is all of this going?" That's what we'd all like to know. Bye-bye now.
Wow, Pedro gives you his special gypsy glasses and this is what you choose to look at? Pedro's not very sorry for you.